Thank you AIUS Scientific Committee, and thank you Dr. Jatinder Bhalla for making my work easier, and thank you Sumita ma'am, my mentor. So cataract and glaucoma go hand in hand because both are leading causes of blindness and visual impairment. Being age related, they frequently coexist, and presence of one impairs the other because of lens-induced glaucoma or glaucoma surgery accelerating cataract. So in a situation when there is any type of glaucoma, open or narrow angle, pediatric or secondary, with some amount of cataract, the decision to switch over from medical to surgery depends on the coexistence of cataract and glaucoma when there is a pressing need to either control IOP or remove the visually significant cataract or both. Now, in a situation with primary open or closed angle glaucoma with some amount of cataract, when the glaucoma with medical therapy or laser therapy is failing in lowering IOP, or there is rapid progression of glaucoma, advanced glaucoma at presentation, or non-compliant patient or inability to afford medical therapy, or in a setting of angle closure when iridotomy fails to control IOP, one may contemplate surgery. Now in pediatric glaucomas or secondary glaucomas like pseudoexfoliation or traumatic glaucomas, we can do a mitomycin augmented trabeculectomy with combined or sequential cataract surgery. Now when the cataract is more than the glaucoma, that is cataract is visually significant or a complicated cataract, then we can think of a two-staged or sequential trabeculectomy following the cataract surgery if there is a mild glaucomatous damage or the intraocular pressure is well controlled with medications. Now combined cataract surgery and trabeculectomy in the same sitting can be done even if there is incipient cataract with mild visual impairment and the glaucoma is uncontrolled and progressing, because after glaucoma surgery the cataract worsens. So it is advisable to remove the cataract even if it is not significant. So what happens? When in an open angle you remove the cataract, some anatomical changes are there in the eye from lens removal, and there are some biochemical changes due to irrigation of the trabecular meshwork. So some amount of IOP is lowered, but in a closed angle, the cataract surgery is effective in all stages of angle closure disease by alleviating the pupillary block between the lens vault and the pupil. So it opens up the iridocorneal angle in any stage of angle closure glaucoma if you remove the cataractous lens. There are various studies. Some have mixed results, some advise one procedure, some advise a sequential, but the landmark studies are Moorfield Safe Surgery System, which states that combined surgery is effective in lowering IOP, but carries the risk of post-op complications and failure, and these causes of failure can be reduced by adopting the safe surgery system of trabeculectomy. The ocular hypertensive treatment study, it has mixed results on the combined surgery or sequential surgery. Now EAGLE study is one definitive landmark surgery for angle closure glaucoma with cataract, and in the long run the lensectomy group had lower IOP, were on fewer medications and required fewer interventions to control IOP in angle closure glaucoma after cataract surgery. So of the various surgical options like cataract alone, trab alone, combined surgery or a sequential surgery, in a combined surgery we can do in a single site or two sites for both the surgeries, and in sequential we can do either surgery first and the other later. Now there are various advantages and disadvantages of a sequential surgery, but mostly it depends on the surgeon's clinical expertise and the surgeon's requirement about the visual prognosis. Now in combined surgery, again, we have a single site and a two-site surgery. Though the single site surgery saves the patient's and surgeon's time and resources, and it is technically easier, but in the long run, the two-site surgery has better post-operative IOP control and less need for adjunctive glaucoma medications. Again, the decision depends on the surgeon's expertise and the patient's compliance and the stage of the glaucoma and the stage of the cataract. And these are very customized surgical decisions by the surgeon. So in pre-op evaluation, in the setting of a cataract, we have to see the macular potential, maybe by a potential acuitymeter, and definitely look out for any zonular dehiscence or poor mydriasis, so that to keep your surgical armamentarium and instruments ready to avoid any post-op or intra-op surprises. Now, combined surgery can be single site, like in MSICS with any type of incision, and you can do the trab inside the flap. Then you can do sclerectomy by punch or scissors and close the flap by either interrupted or releasable sutures. And in a two-site surgery, first you do the clear corneal temporal phaco, and then you move on to the superior side to do a trabeculectomy. It is definitely better to do the cataract surgery first, because if you do the trabeculectomy first, then in a setting of hypotony, it is difficult to remove the cataractous lens. But some surgeons vary. Now, post-operatively, follow-up is very, very, very important, because you have done two surgeries in one setting, or maybe sequential, but you have done two surgeries. So look out for snuff out phenomenon. The early post-operative complications or the late post-operative complications of either the cataract surgery or the trabeculectomy surgery are magnified. So you have to be very particular on first day, on 1 week, and after 3 months, and any time to look out for any complications of either of the surgery. So other types of combined surgery apart from trab are glaucoma drainage devices, mostly in complicated uveitic or neovascular glaucoma or previously failed trabs, the express mini shunt, and now they are using some antifibrotic agents apart from mitomycin C, like collagen implants or bevacizumab, for better bleb outcome. So to conclude, whether to plan a combined cataract and trabeculectomy surgery, or to do one surgery first and then do the another later, is best left on the clinician's expertise and the patient's requirement. It is important to decide whether the cataract or glaucoma is more advanced, and whether you are doing a single site or a twin site surgery in a combined one, results in the long term are similar. So if you are doing a sequential surgery, typically the cataract surgery is done first to decrease the amount of post-surgical inflammation. But if you see a patient where trabeculectomy has already been done, but the pressure is not controlled, you can delay the cataract surgery for 6 to 12 months to improve the long-term survival of a previously functioning filtering bleb. Now, when you are contemplating to do a trabeculectomy, which is more urgent, then in the same sitting, you can remove any amount of cataract, because the cataract progresses after glaucoma surgery. In ocular hypertensives or in open angle glaucoma, the role of isolated cataract surgery is debatable, and it is left to the clinician's choice. But in angle closure glaucoma, definitely removal of the cataract is beneficial in all stages of glaucoma by elevating the pupillary block. So with this I conclude that for a fair surgery, we can't put all patients in the same platform. It has to be customized and individualized according to the surgeon's choice and the patient's visual requirements. Thank you.